this. Chicago, you would think, has more problems than you can imagine. Shootings like crazy, violence like crazy. What's the mayor doing there, hiking the minimum wage? He says there is a connection. A lot of people say he has lost his connection with reality. After this. Paying more, less crime. They're calling Chicago an urban war zone, but instead of fighting crime, Mayor Emanuel's task force says, let's raise the minimum wage to fight that crime. The mayor's argument is something like this. If they have the option of a higher paid job, then they're less inclined to be out on the streets. To former NYPD officer Bill Stanton, who says raising the minimum wage would cause even more crime. Explain, Bill.
Well, Neil, I mean, this is so ridiculous, it's not funny. I mean, if I'm a gangbanger or if I want to murder someone, wait, let me get that $13 an hour job at McDonald's, and I won't be a gang member. I won't take down that bank or rob that family. It just doesn't make any sense.
Maybe some of the marginal characters would, though.
To do
That's
what?
What he's saying.
Not jump a turnstile? I mean, and how many jobs are you going to be foregoing by raising the minimum wage? How many things are going to be automated? How many jobs are going to be laid off or fired? And where are they going to turn to? The ones that are getting the raise.
Why is crime so out of control in Chicago right now? What happened?
Well, you know what? We'll take the Bill Bratton model, which worked with Jack Maple, who I both personally knew and know. They fight crime regardless of color. I think they're a little bit too politically correct over there. And political correctness hurts the minority the most. I mean...
No, they don't profile at all in urban neighborhoods and the rest. And that's come back, you argue, to hurt them?
Well, profiling is not a dirty word. If you profile someone solely based on color, right, absolutely that's bad. But if you take everything into account, the region, the age, the motives of people, you know, then profiling, everybody does it when it's in good effect. Then that's when it works.
So you're just saying, Mayor Emanuel, it just has it backwards, that it's not a minimum wage issue. It's just you're not targeting crime.
Oh, I think they're just throwing anything up against the wall and seeing what sticks.
What should he do? What do you think he should be doing?
I think he should be fighting crime, locking the bad guys up, rewarding the good guys, incentivizing good behavior, and taking bad guys and putting them in jail where they belong.
Well, what happened? Did he just get lenient all of a sudden? When he came in, he was championing this idea, I'm going to crack down on crime, crack down on all this gun violence, and if anything, it's mushroomed.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's about votes. Politicians are politicians, and you're going to pander to your voting base. But
your voting base is afraid. Your voting base doesn't want to get robbed or murdered.
Well, that's right. But you know what? A lot of people will say this is the way to go, and he'll listen to that way. You fight crime regardless of color, regardless of socioeconomic background, and you'll eventually lock the bad guys up, and the place will become safe.
Well, his argument, so you dismiss the argument that a rising economic tide lifts all boats, even the rickety criminal ones, if you don't mind my saying that, if you improve the economic environment, there's less reason for crime. You're saying that that's not going to
no. A rising tide does raise all boats, but not raising minimum wage to $13. I'm against raising I'm against the minimum wage, you know, but that's a whole nother argument. To say I'm going to raise a minimum wage.
That you're going to actually increase unemployment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And more of these desperate attacks.
That's correct. And, you know, if you think you're going to stop gangbangers or a drive-by, well, wait, what should I do? Work at McDonald's or just shoot a random person? These people, you know...
But it almost seems like bedlam out there. And like,
well, that's exactly what it is.
Civil war.
And you're trying to bail out, you're bailing out a sinking ship with a thimble, and it's not working. You know, $13 an hour is not going to stop, you know, war crime type murders. There's deaths going on in Chicago. That's higher than war crimes in the Middle East. So, I mean, what's happening here? I mean, oh, let's raise the minimum wage. Let's go to the Middle East and raise the minimum wage. There'll be no more fighting.
You know, that's an excellent point, Bill. Thank you very, very much. Bill Stanton.
Thank you, sir.
Calls him as he sees him. All right, coming up next, it's probably the biggest fear nationally right now among cyber experts. Not that we're going to be attacked, but what would be attacked? Try your bank account. Try going to your ATM, and the next time you want to check your balance, it says 0. Then what? Uh-oh.